There are 3 circumstances under which a macros-based approach is right for you. Being on a macros-based approach does not necessarily mean that you're supposed to eat less. All it means is that we are indexing what you eat. Once I started tracking macros, there was definitely a huge difference. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer by training, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my top 3 reasons to track your macros. So let's get started. So if you guys have been watching the channel for some time, you will know that I've done several tutorials on a macros-based approach to nutrition. What this means is you're going a step above and beyond counting your calories, and you're going to count your protein, carbs, and fat. All food is made up of only 3 things, and they are protein, carbs, and fat. And by indexing these values, you're going to be able to take more strategic steps to tweaking your body composition to reach the physique goals that you really want to meet. Now, a lot of people ask me, is this right for me? Is this approach right for me? And there are 3 circumstances under which I would say a macros-based approach is right for you. And the first circumstance is if you have a very time-sensitive goal, meaning you have a vacation, you are going to be in a wedding, photo shoot, you're going to do a fitness competition. Anytime you have a very time-sensitive goal with which you're trying to get to a certain body fat percentage or a specific weight range, the macros approach is definitely going to be something you want to do because every little thing adds up. Every bite, snack, lick of a bowl, whatever you name it, it's definitely going to add up. And this is a time when, if you want to be strategic, you don't have time to waste, a macros-based approach is definitely going to be very effective for somebody in your position. The next circumstance under which you may want to consider a macros-based approach is you're in good shape, but you want to be shredded. So when I say you're in good shape, meaning like you're already healthy, you are by no means overweight, you look good, but you want to look better. And that's very common, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I see this very often where you can look really good, and this is kind of like where I started when I started with my fitness journey. I definitely wasn't overweight. I didn't have a 6-pack, but I wanted to see what I could do. And once I started tracking macros, as you can see in these photos, there was definitely a huge difference between, just exercising more and thinking I was eating healthier when I dialed it in, managed my energy intake versus how much energy I'm burning. I was able to make substantially greater progress as a result of that under those circumstances. And last but not least, you have no idea of what a balanced diet looks like. If you're one of those people where you just don't know what you should be eating and you want somebody to tell you what you should be eating to maximize your energy levels, to feel your best, as opposed to guessing, you could have a much higher level of certainty of, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be eating like, or oh, these are examples of menus I should be eating, or oh, this is what a full day of food looks like for me. If that's you, and you want to have your macros calculated for you and a customized meal plan made for you, that is a service that Gauge Girl Training offers, and you can go below, fill out the questionnaire on our website, and then purchase the program of your choice. Our programs start at 30 days. We have 6-week programs, 12-week programs, all the way up to 16 and 20 weeks for those of you who want to have a longer one-on-one journey. And this is great for those of you who just don't know what to eat, and it's actually very common. A lot of people think that you look at a few Instagram posts and fitness magazines, watch a few YouTube videos, you should know what to eat. But once you actually realize, wow, I could eat this much food and feel great and look good and have energy, it's really eye-opening for a lot of people. So I definitely encourage you guys to consider a macros-based approach if you fall under that category of just having no idea what to eat. Now, I want to be fair in this video, and I want to balance it out with a few reasons why I think you may not want to track your macros. One of those reasons would be if you are one of those people who have a tendency to be obsessive or neurotic with your food. If that's you, you probably should not track your macros. It is probably a recipe for disaster. It is just going to give you a new way to obsess over things. It is intended to be a constructive tool to guide you. However, I find that some people, it ends up being a recipe for disaster where someone's like, okay, well, I put 1 clove of garlic. Do I count the macros from that? Well, I chewed 3 sticks of gum today. I need to include that. Well, I had 1 little drizzle of sriracha hot sauce. Do I need to count that? I think once you're taking it to those levels of extremes, you're robbing yourself of a lot of joy. You're wasting your energy on things that are not value adding and are definitely not going to deter you from your goals. And if that's you, I definitely would not encourage this type of approach. Another circumstance under which I would say you may not want to consider a macros-based approach would be if you're one of those people who have been doing structured diets for a very long time. Your metabolism may be so messed up because you've been on extremes for so long. It may be time for you to start listening to your body's natural hunger signals and fullness cues. I think that there's a lot to be said for that. The thing is, being on a macros-based approach does not necessarily mean that you're supposed to eat less. All it means is that we are indexing what you eat. Your goal does not always have to be fat loss. Your goal can be maintenance. Your goal can be a caloric surplus to gain lean muscle. I think that some people view macros as a restrictive diet when it is anything but that. It is a tool to index. So just keep that in mind. I just want people to know that if you are in a place mentally where you are so burned out, I do think it is good for some people to take quote unquote breaks and to take some time to eat intuitively, to take some time to listen to their body. And then when they're in a better place and when you're ready to dial it in and have a little bit higher level of focus towards your goals, then you could pick up macros again. But there are some people, not everybody, but there are some people who would benefit from taking a break and going with a little bit more intuitive approach to your nutrition. And lastly, if you are completely brand new to fitness and nutrition, and you are at the very beginning of your journey and you know that there are some basic, obvious things that you need to be doing. For instance, if you know you need to stop eating fast food, if you know you need to stop drinking alcohol every day, if you know you need to stop eating a bag of chips a day, if you know you need to literally just get up and move more, counting macros may not be the best place for you to start. It's great when you need to be more focused and strategic, and you certainly can at the beginning of a fitness journey, but if there are just obvious things that you need to be doing first, do those things first, and then come back to macros once maybe you plateau or once you get to a point where you want to make faster progress or you want to be more strategic with your training or things of that nature. But if you're just at the beginning, you're completely brand new, you know you shouldn't be doing certain things, stop doing those things first and then come around when you're ready. I think that sometimes people try to boil the ocean, try to do everything so quickly, but there's so much to be said for some very simple, basic changes that you could be making that you don't even need a nutritionist to tell you to do. If you know you need to stop drinking like crazy on the weekends, or even if you're doing it during the week, if you know you need to stop snacking like crazy, if you know you need to stop eating out every day, do those things first. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.